Hi everyone! Please allow me to preface this video with a little intro. Today's video isn't up to my usual quality these days. Let me tell you why. So, I got this dot card several months ago from Taobao. The brand is called MAIRTINI, which I'm sure some of you may have seen in passing, whether it be here on YouTube or maybe on AliExpress. I thought it would be a decent range of watercolors from China, similar to Paul Rubens maybe, but after swatching through this dot card, I was a bit disappointed, mainly with the pigment choices as well as the quality. It feels more on par with high-quality student-grade watercolors, like Van Gogh. Anyway, I had every intention of posting this sooner, but during the editing of this video, the audio isn't the quality I like it to be. I've tried my best to salvage it as best I can, but it's still a bit echoey. I posted a poll earlier asking if you'd like music instead, or to post the video as is with the original echoey commentary. The majority of you voted for original audio, so please bear in mind that is what you'll be hearing throughout the swatching parts of this video. I do apologize in advance to those who wanted music. Might I suggest just muting me and turning on your favorite song as you watch? The original audio is also a bit quieter than usual, so please turn up your volume. And towards the end of the swatching and talking, I'll be sure to have both visual and verbal warnings for you to turn your volume back down. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience. Please enjoy the following swatches. You may now increase your volume. Alright, let's get swatching, shall we? So right off the bat, I can see that this will be a hectic swatching session because apparently the colors aren't really in any type of order. Like, I really don't know. We have some yellows here, and then suddenly green, and then, reds, oranges, magentas looks like it, blue, green, and then suddenly some red, and then like a warm yellow down here. Like, what? I don't understand what's going on. And then some pastels. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so this first one says Permanent Yellow Light, made with PY1. I wonder if I should put a drop of paint on each of these. That's quite nice. That looks like more like a yellow, like a middle yellow than a lemon yellow. Interesting. Do they not have lemon yellow in here? This one is Cadmium Yellow Neo, made with PY184 and PO62. Okay, you know what? I take that back. This one looks more like a middle yellow. This one's a tad bit cooler, but by no means would I call that a cool yellow. Like, this does not look like a lemon yellow, you know? Alright, next up we have... Oh my goodness, they're so tiny I could hardly read them. Cadmium Yellow Deep Neo? What is the Neo? Okay, so this does feel like a PO20. This one's made with the same pigments as the previous one. Does it granulate? It looks to be slightly granulating. Alright, next up, Permanent Green Pale, made with PY1 and PG36. So that's phthalo green yellow shade. This looks like one of those leaf green colors. Okay, on screen it might look more like a yellow, but in real life it's a very like yellow green, you know? Right now we have Indian Yellow, made with PY100 and PBR25. Oh, this is giving me like quinacridone gold hue vibes. Yeah, this definitely feels like quinacridone gold hue. Interesting. Well, that's definitely a new mix of pigments we've never seen before for a quin gold hue. And then permanent yellow orange. Actually, it says permanent yellow orange. Okay, made with PY1 and PO13. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to poppy orange. And this poppy orange is made with PR242, that's geranium red, and PY110, which I believe is iso-indolone yellow. Are there no, there doesn't seem to be a nice range of yellows. We're already in the oranges. Okay, this one says passion orange, which they spell passion as PASSHON. Made with PY3 and BV10. This really looks like neon, and I'm guessing that's because of the fluorescent pigment or dye. Are they called dyes or? Yeah, probably dyes. Yeah, it looks like a really neon orange. And then this is cadmium red light neo. Yeah, this one's rather opaque. Wait, why does it say it's transparent when it feels really opaque? My goodness. I hope you can see that it's opaque. So this one's made with PO16 and PY184. Look how, okay, at best it's semi-opaque. And then we have cherry red, made with PR48:1 and PR3. Wow. You know what? I like this one. Feels very I'm gonna say lipstick red, okay? But it feels very much like a fire engine red. I really like this one. And now we have cadmium red neo, PR254 and PY184. I wonder why it's so necessary to have multiple pigments. They could have just used PR254 on its own. And then vermilion neo, PR4. This one's more transparent than the previous one. That's interesting. These three look really similar. Moving on to the next row. Prime red, made with PR254. Oh, okay, so that's why the other one had yellow. Yeah, I'd say this is like your fire engine red. And then we have Aurora Pink, BV10. Aurora Pink Aurora Pink reminds me of, okay, back to Aurora Pink. As I was saying, the name Aurora Pink reminds me of Kusakabe, but the color is very much an opera pink. And then we have Floral Violet, no pigment information. but this one looks like but this one looks like our typical like brilliant violet from Holbein. And this one is just called Violet, made with PB15 phthalo blue and another pigment that we don't know. I can't quite tell what the other pigment is. Probably another fluorescent, maybe? But why is it so bubbly? And then we have Permanent Violet, made with PV15, that's ultramarine violet, and PV23, which is our dioxazine violet. It looks to be slightly granulating. And then we have Royal Blue, made with PB60, our Indanthrone Blue, and PR122 Quin Magenta. Which is interesting. Why don't they just use PB60 if they have PB60? Why use PR122 as well? I wonder if there will be a single pigment PB60 later on. Alright, this one is Prussian Blue, PB15, PG7, and PB61. I don't think I've seen PB61. Wow, this is, you know what, this is very similar to our normal Prussian blues. And then, what's this one? Monastral Blue, PB15. Oh, this looks like a phthalo blue red shade. And then we have Cadmium Red Deep Neo, PR254 and PR114. This one seems to wash to a bit of a pink. And this is what I mean by hectic. Like, we were at violets and blues and now we're back to reds. Okay, so this one is Ruby Red, made with PV19 Gamma. So this should be like a Quin Rose. Yes, that's a beautiful Quin Rose. And then this is Rose Madder, made with PR83. And this one says Cobalt Blue Neo, PB29, PB15, and PW6. So that's ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and pigment white 6. So that's titanium white, I believe. What is this? This feels like a cerulean blue hue. Alright, here we go, ultramarine light. I wonder if this one will granulate. It seems to be somewhat granulating. Oh, this is also ultramarine. Will this be deeper? It does look the slightest bit warmer, but not by much. Also granulates as well. And then cerulean blue, made with PB15 and PW6. Oh, this really reminds me of Van Gogh's cerulean blue hue. And then this one is Aurora Blue. Oh no, I got some. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, no pigment information for this one. A little bit hard to re-wet. Sky Blue, PB15 and PW6 as well. Why Why sky blue and why cerulean blue hue? I'm so confused. This one seems to look a bit more green. Yeah. Okay, so cerulean blue seems to be the greener one, and sky blue seems to be the slightest bit warmer. This one does seem to granulate a little bit. I wonder where the granulation came from. Okay, anyways, turquoise blue, something, and PG36. Oh, okay, nice. So this is like the hue of cobalt turquoise, PB36. Same hue as that. But like, look at me. I'm using all of the dot and it's so like low tinting. And that's just bubbles, by the way. Okay, so this one is Cobalt Green Neo. What does this look like? This one's made with PG7 and PW6, so it does look like a bit of like a minty green. I wouldn't say it looks like cobalt green at all. And then Viridian Neo, made with PG7, so this is your typical phthalo green blue shade. Standard performing. And then we have Peacock Green, made with phthalo blue, phthalo green yellow shade, and PW6, so that's titanium white. Does this look like a peacock green? It looks to be... It's like a phthalo turquoise, but on the greener end. So I guess so, maybe? And then we have Terra Verte, made with PG17, but we all know that's chromium green oxide. Opaque and labeled correctly. And then Permanent Green Deep, made with PG7, PY1, and PB15. Oops, see, all these splatters. That looks just like, you know, permanent greens. Cadmium Green Neo, made with PG7, PG36, and PY1. Oh, this actually looks like Rembrandt's Permanent Green Light. Okay, now we have Permanent Green, made with PG7 and PY1. A little bit hard to re-wet. So this next one is Cadmium Green Light Neo. I'm noticing that there aren't any heavy metal pigments in here. So maybe this range is like an environmental friendly range of watercolors, I'm assuming. By the way, this is cadmium green. Are there any cadmium greens? I don't think I've like seen cadmium greens before. Maybe it's been discontinued a long time ago. This one is sap green, and this is definitely more of like your bright sap greens, not one of those natural looking sap greens. This one's made with PG36 and PY100. Okay, next up olive green, PG36, PY100, and PBR25. If you told me this is like sap green, I would also believe that is sap green, because that looks more like the natural sap green versions that we see in other brands. Now we have raw sienna, made with PBR7 and PG23. I don't think I've seen raw sienna with like this mix of pigments before. It doesn't look like a raw sienna. It looks more like an ochre. Like one of those, between an ochre and a raw umber natural, you know? Not those dark raw umbers, but the lighter raw umbers. And then we have greenish yellow without a W, made with PY 129, which is azomethine yellow, green yellow. I'd say it's not very glowy, which normally this pigment sort of glows, but I wonder what happened. Next row, we have here yellow ochre made with PY 42. Yeah, I'd say that's a yellow ochre. A bit vibrant for a yellow ochre, but a yellow ochre nonetheless. And then brown matter made with PY 100 and PR 114. Oh, there seems to be an orange yellow glow. Huh. Does not look like brown matter at all. Well, I guess the tiniest bit, but if I see this color, I wouldn't say brown matter. It looks more like a PO48, like a more orange version of a PO48. And now we have burnt sienna, PBR7. You know what? I quite like that one. Solid performing burnt sienna. Okay, now we have Van Dyke Brown made with PBR7 and PR101. Nah, I wouldn't say that's Van Dyke Brown. That's more like a burnt umber, but like a reddish burnt umber. Venetian Red made with PR101. Nice and opaque. Yeah, that looks like a Venetian Red. And then raw umber made with PR101. Oh, feels opaque. PY2, PY42, and PG17. You know what? I'm not too mad about that. Yeah, that looks like a greenish raw umber. Alright, we're 3 rows from the bottom. This is the last row here, so we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Now we have raw umber made with PBR7. What is going on? Did they... No way. I bet this is just like a middle yellow. Did they like give me the wrong dot of paint? I don't know. Sepia, PBR7, and PBK6. That's a nice sepia. Do you guys say sepia or sepia? Now we have raw umber. Hey, what? Raw umber. Raw umber, 445, 445. Okay, so they probably gave me the correct yellow, but the wrong labeling. Because this looks more like raw umber. Yeah. Sorry about that pigment travel. Okay, now we have Terra Verte made with something, PY42 and PBK6. This sort of gives me like chromium oxide green vibes. And now we have Payne's Gray made with Phthalo Blue and PBK7. What kind of Payne's Gray is this? It's so pastel. So hard to re-wet. What is this? That doesn't look like a Payne's Gray. Oh, PBK7, first time called Off Black. Interesting. Nice and rich. No complaints. Alright, we're almost there. Second to last row. Okay, so this says Ivory Black made with PBK6. Okay, I'm being very careful not to touch the lilac underneath. And then, what does this say? Indigo blue? Indigo blue, but with an L? Made with PBK 15 and PBK 7. Oh, sorry, PB 15 and PBK 7. Does it look like a... Yeah, you know what? You know what? I think this looks more like an indigo blue. Wait, what am I saying? I was gonna say it looks more like a Payne's gray, but you know, yeah, it's more blue than gray, so yeah, indigo's fine. And then this one says Naples Yellow, PY1 and PW6. It really looks like Prismacolor's Deco Yellow. So yeah, no, nothing like Naples Yellow that we've seen in other brands. I'd say even more pale and pastel than Deco Yellow from Prismacolor. Now we have Coral Red made with PO16, PY1, and PW6. I don't really use pastel watercolors, so I can't really tell if this looks like anything. But it's a nice coral color. Now we have Pale Pinkish made with PY110, PR254, and PW6. Oh, I really like this one. It's like a baby pink. And now we have Fresh Pink made with something in PW6. Probably like, it looks a bit fluorescent. So I'm guessing the NA is a fluorescent pigment mixed with white. All right, last row. We have Lilac made with wait, what? PV19 beta. You know what? I think they mean PV19 beta, so like Queen Violet. Because that does not look fluorescent at all, and it looks like a really nice lilac color. Reminds me of Holbein Lilac. And this says MAIRTINI Blue, PG7, PB, wait, what the? Someone tell me what that says. PG7 dash PB slash PW6. Oh my goodness. But you know what? It's a nice blue. I like it. Although I'm not sure if I would go with this blue. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Horizon Blue by Holbein. And now we have Blue Gray, PB15 and PW6. And then, what is this? Lavender Blue made with PV23, PB16, and PW6. Yeah, it's a nice lavender, non-granulating, which is nice because I feel like when I use pastels, I don't want granulating. And a lot of brands, they make their lavenders granulate. Now we have Jade Green, which is a nice, it really looks like Kaweco fountain pen. The you know, that mint green? I'm not sure if it's called mint green, but it looks like that. Made with PV15, PG36, and PW6. And finally, our last color, mint green, made with PG7, PY3, and PW6. You know what? For a mint green, it's not too bad. But I would have preferred a little bit more green, I guess. Okay, and we're done, finally. All right, finally, we're done with our swatching, and I am like so spent. I'm looking at my camera, and right now it's 34 minutes. What you're seeing might not be 34 minutes because I probably have to, like, you know, cut down my ums and ahs. Anyway, so it's been pretty hectic. I'm pretty like, my brain can't keep up because it's been like jumping around everywhere. Let's see. In general, I think there are some pretty good colors that realistically, if I would pay for, if I would buy, I would. So like, you know, I'm gonna bypass all the yellows. But you know what? This Indian yellow is quite interesting that I told you about, that it looks or feels sort of like a quin gold hue. Not bad, not bad. We can learn from this pigment mix. Okay, so like a yellow and PBR 25. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Oranges, you know I don't like my oranges and warm reds, so I'm gonna bypass all of that. Let's see. There's prime red made with PR 254, which is Pyrrole red, I believe, and that's a solid red. I'd buy that one. Let's see. So that's one, right? And then these are pretty nice, but I wouldn't buy them because, you know, they're fugitive and I don't really care for operas so much. I mean, they do look nice, but sometimes it's a bit difficult for me to use in paintings and whatnot. So yeah, I do experiment with them sometimes because it's just like bright, punchy, and like fun, you know. But anyways, moving on. Let's see. Blues. This is, what is this? Monastral blue. That's not bad because it's just a phthalo blue. So we have two colors now. And then this one here, ruby red, which is like quin rose. So I'd buy that one as well. We got three. I'm gonna keep this off to the side, okay? Let's see. Both ultramarines I would buy, but I think I would buy this ultramarine light more because it seemed to have been easier to re-wet and give sort of like a more vibrant feel. And then we have cerulean blue, aurora blue, and sky blue. Out of all of these, I think I'd go with cerulean blue because it was just the easiest to re-wet. And I would purchase it. Turquoise blue, nope. Nothing in here looks to be like a turquoise, like a phthalo turquoise for me, so that's a bit sad, but whatever. A PG7, phthalo green. I would definitely buy that, solid color. PG17, if you like the pigment, this one's also a pretty good one, but this one doesn't seem to granulate all that much. Permanent green deep, greens, not really my thing. You know what, this sap green is growing on me. It's bright, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I probably get this olive green for a sap green. No. Oh, burnt sienna. I would actually get this burnt sienna because it granulates ever so slightly. And then Venetian red. Wait, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I'm on 7 colors now. Raw umber, sepia. This raw umber, if it really is, I don't know if it is raw umber, but whatever this is, I would also buy this one because the granulation is rather beautiful. Terra Verte, black. Oh, this PBK6, does it granulate? It looks to be like somewhat granulating. It hasn't dried completely yet. Okay, so I think I had about 7 or 8 colors just now. Wait, no, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, approximately 7, 8 colors. And then these pastels. I don't know. I'm not really into pastels right now that I'm filming this, so maybe not. But all of them do look like they look like a solid set of pastel colors, if that's where you're into. So yeah, out of this whole range, realistically, I'd buy like about 7 or 8 colors in here. I know this swatching video probably isn't going to be useful for many of you, but it's you know, it's fun to swatch a new brand. It's fun to get to know. It's just fun swatching, really. So I guess if you're ever in China and want a, you know, like environmental friendly brand of watercolors, then this might be it, because I believe Kusakabe is also like Japan's brand of environmental friendly watercolors, because Kusakabe doesn't have heavy metal pigments as well. So yeah, you know what? I'm quite impressed that like a lot of these are high tinting, or at least, at the very least, medium tinting. Only a few of them were low tinting, I'd say, or like hard to re-wet. But overall, I think I'm pretty impressed with like the range of colors. I'm not too impressed with like the pigment, makeup of it, but considering that there are brands like Kusakabe out there with like similar pigment mixes and whatnot, then I guess it's not too surprising that there are brands like this still putting out like products with these type of pigment mixes. Okay, well, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I hope you had fun swatching with me, or at least watching me swatch. Do let me know what you think down below of this brand and the range of colors and maybe even pigment mixes. It's quite funny, really. And you know what? Tell me what you think of this. This MAIRTINI blue, the PG7 PB6, like, no, the PG7, the dash PB, like, what in the world? Oh my goodness. Anyway, here is a gentle warning to turn your volume back down. Here is another gentle warning to turn your volume back down. Don't forget to make sure your volume is down low before switching to a different video. Again, I do apologize for the inconvenience. But as always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.